welcome to the Enchanted Journal. In ancient Irish mythology, there exists a tale of 4 siblings who suffered a fate worse than death. Their story is one of love, loss, and the unbreakable bonds of family. In a land of emerald hills, King Lir ruled with kindness and wisdom. His 4 children, Fionnuala, Fiachra, and Con, were the apples of his eye, and they grew up surrounded by the beauty and wonder of the natural world. King Lir, proud of his family and of his kingdom, married Queen Efe, a druid woman renowned for her mastery of the mystical arts and her extraordinary magical abilities. Her powers were said to rival those of the gods, and many believed that she possessed the key to unlocking the secrets of the universe. Together, they welcomed their 4 beautiful children into their home, and the young couple's happiness seemed complete. Queen Efe would smile warmly as she watched the children laugh and play. She would reach out a loving hand to gently brush a strand of hair from Fionnuala's face, her eyes shining with affection. But as she looked at King Lir, who was watching the children with equal adoration, a faint shadow crept across her expression. The shadow deepened, and Queen Efe's smile faltered for just a moment before she regained her composure. What she felt was jealousy. She turned back to the children, her voice filled with warmth as she helped them prepare a feast to celebrate the summer solstice. But beneath the surface, a subtle change had begun to take root. A growing sense of unease, of discontentment, that threatened to upset the delicate balance of the royal household. She was now beginning to feel a deep hatred for her children, wanting her husband's love alter herself. On one evening, Queen Efe stood alone in her chambers, surrounded by candles and strange artifacts. Her eyes burned with an inner fire as she pored over the ancient texts, searching for the secret to ultimate power. Her mind was a maelstrom of anger, resentment, and she wanted revenge. In a whisper, she spoke the words of a forgotten incantation, filling the dark energy coursing through her veins. Queen Efe raised her hands to the moonlit sky, her fingers weaving intricate patterns as she began to chant the words of the spell. By the power of the earth and the spirits that dwell within it, I call upon the ancient energies to aid me. The air around her began to ripple and distort, as if reality itself was bending to accommodate the dark magic emanating from her. On the other side of the castle, the 4 siblings felt an eerie sensation wash over them as the queen's spell began to take hold. Their bodies began to contort, twist, their limbs lengthening and morphing into feathers, wings, and webbed feet. They had transformed into pure white swans. Their screams of terror were silenced as their throats transformed, leaving only hauntingly beautiful swan-like cries echoing through the castle. Upon seeing this, consumed by grief and despair, King Lir was overcome with emotion. Upon witnessing the transformation of his beloved children, he fell to his knees, tears streaming down his face as he realized he was powerless to reverse the curse cast by his treacherous wife. The weight of his sorrow bore down on him, and the once mighty king was reduced to a mere shell of the former self. The gods were very displeased with King Efe's cruel deed, and they themselves wanted revenge. They decreed that she should suffer a fate worse than death, cast to forever be in the darkness as a demon. So as punishment for her wickedness, she was transformed into a creature of darkness, forced to roam the shadows as a bat, forever bound to the night, unable to bask in the warmth of the sun or experience the beauty of the daylight world. And as the last remnants of her magic dissipated, Queen Efe felt her body begin to shift and contort, her limbs shortened, her senses heightened, and her mind clouded with a primal ferocity. She spread her arms wide, unfolding leathery wings that hung from her shoulders like a dark cloak, and she let out a shrill cry as she took to the skies. During the first 300 years, the swans spent the majority of their time on Loch Derg, living on fish and berries they found in the surrounding area. Their days blended together in a never-ending rhythm of swimming, hunting, and sleeping. Yet they still managed to retain a sense of humanity despite their swan forms. For the second 300 years, the children faced an unforgiving environment. On the rocky shores of Donegal Bay, the winds howled and lashed against their feathered bodies, threatening to rip them from the rocky outcroppings where they were hidden, while the relentless pain of rain pounded against their skin, drumming a ceaseless beat of water against stone. They sheltered together, holding on to one another for dear life. In their final stretch of bird-like existence, the Children of Lir found themselves on the tranquil waters of Loch Ree. They reveled in the silence of the mist-shrouded landscape, their songs echoing across the calm surface of the lake as they settled into a melancholic serenity, awaiting the day when St. Patrick would bring an end to their long and arduous ordeal. A faint mist began to lift from the horizon, carrying with it the whispers of a distant saint. The bird song of the children faltered, their melodies blending in discordant harmony as they sensed a change in the atmosphere. Suddenly, a vision of St. Patrick materialized on the shore, his staff shining like a beacon in the fading light of day. Overcome with joy, the swan children stretched their necks towards St. Patrick, their feathers rustling softly in the gentle breeze. Tears of happiness welled up in their eyes as they gazed at the saint, their usual melancholy faces now radiant with smiles. Their sweet songs turned triumphant, filling the air with an exuberance that echoed across the lake. As St. Patrick approached, ringing his bell with his staff, radiating a warm golden light, the curse that had bound the Children of Lir for over 900 years had begun to unravel. Their swan forms started to shimmer and dissolve, replaced by the soft contours of youthful skin, smooth and unblemished. With the curse lifted, the Children of Lir stood before St. Patrick as humans once more. The saint was bound to break the curse. Their faces radiant with joy, they thanked the saint for freeing them from their long imprisonment. St. Patrick smiled, his eyes shining with kindness, and welcomed them to the Christian faith by baptizing them in the holy waters of the lake. They walked hand in hand with St. Patrick through the lush Irish countryside, their footsteps quiet on the dewy grass until they came to rest on the banks of a serene lake, where the saint gently laid them down and they breathed their last breath, surrounded by the peacefulness of nature. And if we dive deeper into the symbolism behind the Children of Lir, the swan form, for instance, represents transformation, birth, and spiritual growth, while the lake and the surrounding natural world embody the cycles of life, death, reflecting the eternal nature of the soul. St. Patrick himself is a rich figure in Irish symbology, representing faith, spiritual authority, while the bell being tolled for purging impurities and warding off evil spirits. Through their trials and sacrifice, the swans teach us forgiveness and redemption await us all. No matter the depth of our wounds, no matter the darkness we've endured, and within every trial lies the possibility for cleansing and renewal, a chance to find peace and closure, no matter what the outcome may be. And also the legend of the Children of Lir, as it fades into the mists of time. A poignant reminder of the enduring power of love, forgiveness, and the human spirit remain. I truly hope you enjoyed this story today. I hope that you were able to find how the symbology and references pertains to your life and possibly the struggles that you're facing. I would love to hear your comments below, and I welcome you to join me again next time, where we'll tell another story of mythology, whether it be Irish or from around the world. So thanks again, and I'll see you next time. Bye.